And these are the Juney Whank waterfalls. It's along a trail just outside of Bryson City called the Waterfalls Trail because there are 3 different waterfalls along it. It's a very nice path so far. Frequently hiked, really well maintained. Wow, they're up there. Hey, good morning, Mrs. Data.
Good morning.
See if I kind of fun that it was raining this morning, isn't it? Got a little bit of extra water in the waterfalls. So now Mrs. Data and I are out on the Deep Creek Trail, which this part of it is an old logging road. And this is very popular with locals and tourists. We run right next to Deep Creek. Here, the Juney Whank waterfalls are off of a side trail that's only about, I don't know, maybe 4/10 of a mile long. It's a little bit of a climb, but not a lot. It's very scenic. And then there's a horse trail that runs parallel to this, a little bit higher up the ridge. And Mrs. Data's putting a foot under it this morning. And this is only a couple of tenths of a mile from the parking area, at which we did have to buy a parking tag. There's a creek on one side, and there are these beautiful rock formations all along the other side. I don't know if the logging company had to blast and tear that out for this road. I'm guessing they probably did. But if you're looking for an easy hike, this is definitely it, this part of it. This hike is actually in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, probably the definition of the slow side or the quiet side of the Smokies. You can see there, it's still part of the national park, so there are nice benches. This is the second waterfall you come to, the Palm Branch Falls. Goodness, just come way down out of the mountain, don't they? There are some benches over here, like a little amphitheater set up, which sort of does suggest how much use this trail gets. And now we are headed to Indian Creek Falls. The loop we're doing today is either going to be 5 miles or a little bit longer than that, depending on how we feel when we get to up past Indian Creek Falls. So Mrs. Data and I have made it to Indian Creek Falls. What do you think, Mrs. Data?
Oh, I guess I could do this every morning.
Yeah, well, that is possible, but we'd have to make a lot of changes in our life to do that. So, and you might detect just the slight signs of fall. Today is the first full day of fall, right?
Yes.
It's actually off on this little side trail from the main trail, but it's only, not a tenth of a mile. You can see the rhododendrons and some of the poplars are beginning to have leaves change color. So we're 3 or 4 miles in on the day or something like that, and we're at a little bridge. Still on the Deep Creek Trail. There's Mrs. Data taking a breather. We are headed to campsite 51 or 61, I can't remember which, but high up you see the hints of fall and the sun peeking through. I don't want to jinx us and say it's here for the day, but it's been peeking through. Today is the first full day of fall, 2025. So it means for me, I have now hiked on or around the AT and up in the mountains in all 4 seasons of the year this year. To our end point for this part of the hike, campsite 51. Named after George something or another, remember? I'll put that in the screen here. Campsites are usually pretty primitive in the national park, but they got a fire ring. They got some logs to sit on. And looked like if you were going to pitch a tent, there are a couple of spots that are semi-level. This is our stopping point. So there's some more level spots down the hill there a little bit, but yeah, there's room easily for 8 or 10 tents up in here. It's just not very level. Hammockers would have a field day up here. There's all kinds of places to hang a hammock. So Mrs. Dave and I are done with our 15-minute break at the campsite, and we spotted bear cables right over there. This is the fire pit area, so they're just past the fire pit. There are 4 of them in your standard Smoky Mountains National Park bear cables. Now we're going to hike back out the same way we came in, down by these 2 different creeks, because it's downhill. And we're going to go back out the same way we came in, and one of the advantages of that will be it should all be downhill. The other way around would have actually been all uphill to the ridge line, and I don't know that I have a ridge line climb in me today. We had intended to go like 7 or 8 miles, and I think, well, we're going to go at least that far. I think in the end, this hike might have ended up being more like 9 or 10. We'll know when we're done. But we've crossed the various creeks a bunch of times today, always on bridges though, except for this last one by the campsite, and it's actually a little tiny water crossing. And this stream is not large at all here. Pretty easy crossing. It's kind of nice to have a hike that's 4 or 5 miles long and crosses the streams a whole bunch of times, and yet no chance of getting your feet wet. This part of the trail is a little rocky and rooty, because this is not a part of the fire service road, or the logging road that we were hiking on before, we don't think. It may have been a logging road at one point, but not for a very long time. These trails today have been marked nicely with a whole bunch of different trail signs. So,
we go this way?
Yep. This is the deep low gap trail, and the campsite was just up it. And we're going at the other directions toward the Indian Creek Trail, 0.4 miles away. And if we were to make a right here, we'd go to the Indian Creek Motor Trail and the Thomas Divide Trail, 1.8 miles away. So, but that one's up to the ridge line, so I don't really want to do that climb today. So, just kind of funny because this is a really easy to get to trail. It's just right outside of Bryson City. It is in the Smoky Mountains National Park, so you do have to pay the parking fee. There is a machine at the parking lot in the picnic area, Mrs. Data and I both got very frustrated trying to get our parking pass, but we did somehow, I'm not sure how, but we did eventually get one. Paid our $5. Hey, this was a good reminder of me that I should be checking the park website before I go on hikes here, because we weren't planning on hiking up this trail, but when we got to this point, which is the loop trail for Suncodu Ridge Trail, and the other part of the Deep Creek Trail, there's a notice which says this area has been closed due to bear activity. So, just a note to self in the future from the hike in the Smokies, always. He's literally walking towards us. He still keeps looking up the hill like maybe Mama's up the hill. Hey there, you're young to be out here all by yourself. Is Mama nearby? Oh yeah, stop. There's some...
Oh, there's two of them.
Yeah. It's okay, guys. It's okay. There's two more up the hill. They're not... Yeah. Yeah, deer in the Smokies aren't really afraid of you. They know they're safe. You are handsome animals. Uh-oh, there's antlers on that one.
Uh-oh.
That's a...
Although he's young, so he might not know what to do with him yet.
He's still a buck. Doe, and it might be they're young too, so... Yeah, we'll keep walking. Well, that was a nice wildlife sighting, wasn't it? So now we're on the way back out. On campsite 51. And we didn't really realize it on the way up there, but the entire lumber timber road was uphill. So now on the way out it's all downhill, of course. And this part of it we're kind of over the top of a bunch of the falls. I think I shot some video of this earlier, but we've been next to some kind of a creek the whole way down, we realized. And the creek was really small up by the campground and just keeps getting bigger and bigger as one tributary piles into another one. And I do think, for my own note, I think this is going to be about a 4.5 mile hike each way. Yep, these are Indian Creek Falls. It's got a whole bunch of little rapids along it in different places, and then some pools. And this part of the road, the former lumber road, is really wide and smooth. And now we have seen a lot of day hikers. It's kind of ran into some folks from Stratford, Connecticut, up here hiking. There are a lot of these little benches at little scenic spots for people to sit and relax and contemplate the meaning of their lives and whatnot. Nice little bridge, and you can look on the other side of it and see the trail off in the distance. The sun glistening on Deep Creek. That is glorious there.